Yo, what's up? It's your boy Tyrone, and today we got to talk about the Indiana Fever. And bruh, what's really going on with Caitlin Clark's squad? Like, nah, for real, I've been sitting here watching these games and I'm like, yo, am I tripping? Or is this team low-key sabotaging themselves? Cause y'all remember the hype last year, right? Caitlin Clark came into the W like she was playing in a movie. Rookie season, breaking records left and right, dropping dimes, hitting logo threes, leading the league in assists. Every sports page, every highlight reel, every meme, it was Caitlin, Caitlin, Caitlin. So naturally, everybody was like, oh yeah, year two, they going to the moon. I'm talking parades, banners, WNBA champs in the group chat, all that. But now we here in 2025 and man, listen, it's not looking like the fairy tale. This team be playing like they allergic to momentum. One night, they out there looking like the Monstars from Space Jam, running teams off the floor. And the very next game, they look like they just met each other in the parking lot. And I'm trying to tell y'all, it's not just bad nights or bad luck. Nah, there's something deeper. Certain players on this roster, they not helping. Matter of fact, some of them might be holding Caitlin back without even realizing it. I ain't saying they in the locker room whispering like, how we gonna stop Caitlin from cooking? But the way they playing, you think that was the plan. And before y'all start saying I'm hating, nah, I like these players. I respect them. But facts is facts. If the Fever want to win, some folks got to change their game or change their zip code. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to run y'all through the 5 players that, in my opinion, are dragging down the Caitlin Clark era right now. All right, so before we start pointing fingers, let me set the scene real quick, because context matters. Caitlin Clark didn't just come into the WNBA last year. Nah, she came in like a full-on cultural event. Like, you ever see when a new rapper drops a mixtape and everybody talking about it? That was Caitlin, but in basketball form. Rookie year, she averaged 19.4 points a game, led the whole league in assists, broke rookie records like it was nothing. She was hitting logo threes like she was Steph's loud cousin, throwing passes that made you rewind the clip just to understand how she even saw that lane. Bruh, the hype was so big, you had folks who ain't watched women's basketball in years suddenly talking like they lifelong Fever fans. And it wasn't just the fans, the league was pushing her heavy. National TV games, prime slots, merch selling out in minutes. I ain't gonna lie, she was carrying the whole WNBA marketing plan on her back. That's a lot of pressure for anybody, especially a rookie. So naturally, when the 2025 season rolled around, people expected her to level up again. More wins, more highlights, maybe even a playoff run. This was supposed to be year 2 Caitlin, the glow-up season. They had her, Aaliyah Bostoning in the paint, and a roster full of vets and role players who on paper should have been perfect for her style. But nah, that's not how it went. Instead of taking off, the Fever been playing like they stuck in the mud. One week, they look like they could take down the best in the league. The next week, they can't even string together back-to-back wins. And when you watch close, you start seeing the cracks. Players not keeping up with her pace. Some not buying into her play style. Some look like they out there collecting cardio minutes instead of trying to win. And the thing is, with a talent like Caitlin, your margin for error is tiny. She's the type of player that can get you open shots all night. But if you don't take them, or you slow her down, you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting the whole squad. That's why I had to break this down. Because if we really keeping it a buck, some of these names, they're not just underperforming, they're messing up the Caitlin Clark era before it even really starts. All right, so first up, we got Sydney Colson. And let me just say, this one ain't even personal. She seemed cool, probably a great locker room presence. But bruh, we talking about what's happening on the court and the numbers don't lie. So the Fever picked her up back in February, right? And the idea was simple. Bring in a veteran voice. Somebody who's been around the league, could help the young players learn the ropes. Like that older cousin at the cookout who teaches you how to play spades and keeps everybody laughing. On paper, fire move. But when she actually on the floor, man, it's like the whole team hits the brakes. She's averaging 2.5 points a game, not even a full rebound, like 2 assists. And she's only playing around 11 minutes a night. And when she does get those minutes, it's almost like she's trying to slow dance in the middle of a track meet. Y'all gotta understand, Caitlin Clark plays fast. Like fast. She see a lane, she gone. She need teammates who can keep up with her tempo, shoot without thinking twice, and make those quick, sharp decisions. But Coulson, she'll dribble around, hesitate on a wide open look, and then make a late pass that gives the defense all the time in the world to recover. And yeah, I hear you. Tyrone, she's a leader off the court. Cool. Love that for the team. But the Fever already got folks who bring good vibes. What they need in-game is energy, pace, and execution. Every minute she's out there moving like she just woke up from a nap is a minute someone younger, faster, hungrier could be on the floor running the break with Caitlin. It's like when you at the club and the DJ killing it, everybody dancing, then he throws on some slow R&B out of nowhere. Like, yeah, it's a good song, but read the room, my guy. That's the vibe right now with Coulson. All right now, this one gonna get some folks mad, but we gotta talk about it. Cuss Kelsey Mitchell, she can hoop. Like, no question. Since she came in back in 2018, she's been the Fever's go-to scorer. Walking bucket. You give her the ball, she can get a shot off on anybody. Last season, over 18 points a game. This year, still hitting around June 16th. So you might be thinking, Tyrone, how is she on this list? She's producing. Yeah, but here's the problem. She ain't producing the right way. See, Caitlin Clark is now the offensive engine. She's the one who should be touching the ball first, creating for everybody, making those crazy passes that get folks open. But Kelsey, she's still playing like she's the primary guard, holding the ball too long, dribbling the air out of it, and going ISO when the whole squad is trying to run an offense. And when Caitlin has the ball, everything moves. Players cutting, ball swinging, defense scrambling. When Kelsey takes over, the whole thing slows to a crawl. Spacing gets tight, defense gets comfortable, and we end up watching her take some wild contested pull-up that, yeah, it might go in sometimes. But more often than not, it ain't the best shot the team could have got. It's like driving on the freeway at 70, music bumping, and then hitting that one lane where somebody's going 45 for no reason. That's the vibe shift. And look, it's not just about style, it's about fit. Next to a once-in-a-generation playmaker like Caitlin, you need people who can thrive off the ball, space the floor, and punish defenses when they overhelp. Kelsey's not really that type. She's not the catch-and-shoot threat you want in that spot. She needs the ball in her hands to get cooking. And we're not even talking about defense yet. She's still below average on that end, and other teams know it. They hunt her in switches, force Caitlin to pick up the slack, and with Caitlin already dealing with that groin strain earlier this year, that's not something you want to risk. Oh, and then there's the contract situation. Kelsey's about to hit unrestricted free agency, and the word on the street is she wants maximum money. Now, I respect the confidence, but if you're building this team around Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, you got to ask yourself, is Kelsey really the third piece, or is she just a great scorer on a team that needs a different kind of guard? Cuss paying max money for someone whose style clashes with your star. That's like getting a pit bull as a service dog. Love the dog, but bruh, you picked the wrong role for it. Alright, so that's my list. 5 players who right now are holding this team back from really letting Caitlin Clark go full Super Saiyan on the league. And listen, I'm not saying these women can't hoop. Every single one of them got talent. You don't make it to the WNBA without being cold at the game. But basketball ain't just about talent. It's about fit, chemistry, energy. Right now, the Fever got the most talked about player in women's basketball, a fan base that's showing up heavy, and a chance to actually build something special. But this championship window, it ain't gonna stay open forever. Every year you waste is a year off Caitlin's prime. And in pro sports, those years don't come back. What they need is simple. Players who run with her pace, players who know their role and play it like their life depend on it. Players who bring that same urgency she does, whether they dropping 20 or 2. So now, I'm gonna toss it to y'all. Tell me who stays and who goes. Am I bugging? Or did I hit it right on the head? Drop it in the comments. Cuss, man. If Indiana don't make some cold-blooded moves soon, they might mess around and watch Caitlin take her talents somewhere else. And if that happens, Fever fans, y'all gonna be sick. Anyway, it's your boy Tyrone. I'm out of here. Hit that like button if you rock with me. Subscribe if you're new, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. We'll be back with more heat real soon. Stay locked in, stay safe, and remember, bad teammates ruin good players every time. Peace.